If you guys are following along with this car, we just took care of the P0010, which was the intake cam solenoid. I went ahead and changed both the intake and the exhaust. But now we're left with P0030, P036, P0443, P0102. So we're gonna dig into that and see if we can figure out what is going on there and if these are all tied together. So we're gonna go ahead, get under the hood and start taking a look around. To me, having 4 different evap systems, having a code all at the same time makes me think that they're tied together. So one thing I want to do is get into the fuse box and start looking at the fuses, see if any of them make sense as to something that might be common with all of them. Maybe it's a bad ground somewhere, maybe it's a bad fuse. So we'll go ahead and get the fuse box opened up and start looking at it and seeing what makes sense. So we do have a fuse box here. There's one in the trunk of the car, and then there's also one in the center console toward the front on the passenger side. So here we're going to see if any of these make any sense. We do have one that says MAF, mass airflow. Fuse number 6, emission 1. That looks potentially like one that we could check. Okay, I guess if a person wanted to, you could go through and pull all the fuses, but I think we might take a look at fuse number 5 and fuse number 6. Try to keep the glare off. So fuse number 6 is here. Alright, so if we look at this, there's a fuse here, relay here, look here, there's a fuse here and a relay here. So interestingly enough, it looks like this is fuse number 5 where my finger's pointing, and this is fuse 6. So let's go ahead and pull fuse 6 and take a look at it. There you go. You can see it there. This fuse is blown. So we'll replace it with another 10 amp fuse. Alright, this is a good fuse. I'm going to go ahead and put it in place. Now, one thing that we'll want to do is when we turn the key on, is we'll want to make sure it doesn't blow right away. If it does, we've got a direct short somewhere. And that leads me to my next point, is if a fuse is blown, there's usually a reason. So I'm going to look over the wiring and see if I can find anything wrong with the wiring, and if not, I'm just going to run with it and see what happens. But let's go ahead and hook the scanner back up and see if those codes are still in the car. Well, we have some good news. The ECM is not showing any faults anymore. Take a look at the okay, so it looks like we have at least 1 or 2 more issues here. But yeah, that fuse took care of everything. It appears that that fuse took care of our P030, P036, P0443, and P0102. So if you have that cluster of codes, check that fuse first. Fuse number 6, labeled emission 1 or emissions 1, I don't remember. But go ahead and check that first. So this was a pretty short video. There will be more videos to come. Obviously you can see there's still more issues with this car. They appear to be electrical. If you are interested in getting your car taken care of and you have a Chevy Malibu, stay tuned because I've got more coming.